The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hello, everyone, and thanks for watching the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. We begin with our weekly honor roll of high school teams, which is brought to you by Salino and Barnes. The honor roll of high school teams is brought to you by Salino and Barnes.
Been hit head-on, rear-ended, or T-boned? The moments after any car crash are critical. Don't wait. Call 8.
Here's our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, Gananda girls basketball. Panthers are 11-1, coming off a 5-point win at Marion. Demetria Woodard had a 27-point game. Number 2, Pittsford boys swimming. In a meet against Fairport, the next best large school program in the county, the Panthers prevailed 112-70 to go 7-0. Casey Ransford and Arthur Phan were individual event double winners. And at number 1, Aquinas boys basketball. The defending Class AA champions established themselves as the team to beat this year, too, with a victory at previously unbeaten Fairport. Ernest Edwards had a 20-point game in addition to being named first-team All-State in football. Which brings us to our Cariglio's Pizza Team of the Week. The Cariglio's Pizza Team of the Week is brought to you by our friends at Cariglio's Pizza. With 5 convenient locations throughout Rochester, Cariglio's Pizza is a proud supporter of high school athletics. Basketball season is big at Bishop Kearney. The girls' team is building a monster for years to come. Dave Yates reports on the Kearney Kitty Corps.
When you've won 4 straight sectional titles like the Bishop Kearney girls basketball team, you are expected to perform at a high level. But what might not be expected is that 3 of the main contributors are only in the 7th grade. But that is the case this year, a situation created by graduation and injury, a situation that is working out quite well.
They're different kids. They're really different kids, but they draw most of that from the upperclassmen that they play with. I don't really think any of them individually realize how good they really are right now. They feel like I'm on the court with these 3 seniors, so we're okay. So they're not really looking to themselves as I have to do something. They really are just going out and playing like a 12-year-old would.
So everyone expects me to do a lot. So every game I have a lot of pressure on me, but I just try to ignore the fact that it's pressure and just do what I do.
It's very nice. It's very challenging, but I think I can handle it, especially since I train like almost every day. I think I'm prepared for it.
Now, you might think being accepted on the varsity team as a 7th grader would be a challenge, but if there's one way to gain acceptance, it's to prove how good you are, and that was evident very early on.
It didn't take long for the talent to show, and I was like, whoa, coach, these kids are amazing. But the upperclassmen, they love getting them the ball. They love to have them be the leading scorer. They keep them motivated. They keep them going all the time, and they really see that it's just helping them.
I mean, we needed another 2 starters, and they were the best fill for our spot. And it was nothing like, yeah, they're younger than us, they should wait for their turn. No, I mean, if you're good, step on the court and show us what you have. We need them, so, yeah.
They did help me, and I have to learn from them, and I picked up some things here and there from them, like court sense and stuff, and especially having a D1 player on the team. It's very nice and a good role model to look up to.
That Division I player is Graham, who will be headed to Monmouth College next year. She still remembers the immediate impression her youngest teammates made on her.
when I first saw them in open gym over the summer, I didn't know how young they were. So at first I was kind of like, when they said they were coming to Kearney, I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah, come join us. And then when I found out they were in the 7th grade, I'm like, wait, how old are you? You're 12? Like, okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter age. I mean, their skill set is beyond a lot of people. So, I mean, it was mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing for people that don't really know them, but we're used to it now, so.
Wilson and Freeman have been mainstays in the lineup since the season started.
It was a challenge, obviously, probably a little bit. Was it a little intimidating for you when you first came out here from varsity?
Yeah, it kind of was, but after a few games, I started to get in the flow and just get used to it, and then here I am today.
They're here today, and they will be for years to come, which is good news for Bishop Kearney. For the Vision High School Sports Beat, I'm Dave Yates.
The Lady Kings are 10-3 and only getting better. When we return, a Swimmer of the Year candidate replaces a legend at Brockport, and Kim has our Wegmans making the grade nominee. When the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks for watching us. This is the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat, and I'm Bill Pucko. Our honor roll of high school athletes is brought to you by Injury Free Coalition for Kids. Driving's a lot like the game of baseball. It's the one who gets home safely that counts. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Allstate Foundation and Injury Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program. Here is our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, Isaiah Stewart. McQuaid basketball, a freshman who's making regular appearances on our honor roll. Isaiah scored now back-to-back 40-point games for the 8-4 Knights. 41 in an upset of Edison and another 40 in a stunning upset by Leadership Academy, and props to the 6-6 Lions. At number 2, Chase Ireland of the Victor hockey team. Chase stopped 25 shots in a 4-0 shutout of previously undefeated Brockport. Blue Devils are 9-3. And in the number 1 slot, the Seals of Webster. Gigi and Joe each won the individual titles at the first Alpine Ski Meet of the season held at Hunt Hollow. And now World Gym Rochester and World Gym Greece present our Athlete of the Week. World Gym Rochester and World Gym Greece are proud supporters of high school athletics. Membership starting as low as $1 down and just $10 a month. For more details, go to worldgymrochester.com and worldgymgreece.com. Brockport hasn't won a sectional swim title since 1983, when the girls got one. This could be the year for the boys. If Brandon Amthor of Brockport isn't the best swimmer in the section, and he may be, then he certainly is the most versatile. Brandon owns the section's top times this year in the 50 and the 200 freestyle events. He's second in the 100 and the breaststroke, third in the individual medley and 500, and 7th in the butterfly. Plus, his team owns the top times in all 3 relay events.
I'm stepping up, trying to take in this place because we did lose a big swimmer. Now we're trying to get the other guys to step up on the relays and get more people to states, and yeah.
And you took out his IM mark, huh? How'd that feel?
That felt really good, the 200 IM, and I'm just glad I'm getting these state times and like swims I'd barely ever swim.
Amthor recently erased the pool record in the IM established by the legendary Nick Olson last year, and whose presence is still felt here.
Swimming with Nick last year, and well, the last 5 years for Brandon, and Nick was the rabbit that they were chasing, and with Nick graduating last year, Brandon's taken over that role in practice. With our distance training. Obviously, Brandon's our top distance guy, and the rest of the team is chasing him now, and in awe a lot of times of the things he's able to do in practice, as are his coaches. But he's set lofty goals for himself this year, and he's doing everything in his training in the off season with his club team C's and with us as well. So he's doing an awesome job in practice being that guy.
The Brockport team, meanwhile, stalks its first boys sectional Class B swim title ever. HFL stands in the Blue Devils' way. Those teams tied in a dual meet early this year.
Swimming's always been a sport where you can kind of predict the outcome of what's going to happen, but I guess when you don't really know who's going to win, because it was such a close meet between us earlier this year. I'm excited to see who wins. Honestly, it's going to be up in the air for us.
we know what we have on our top end. We know what to expect from them, but it's the guys, it's our 7th graders, it's our 8th graders, our 9th graders, 10th graders, and 11th graders that really don't get the recognition maybe in the paper, but we know what they can do based on what they do in practice, and they've done an excellent job. Their times have been improving all year, so if we can hit their taper right, we're expecting good things from them.
The Class B Boys Swim Championships are Thursday, February the 11th at the Webster Aquatic Center. Kim has our Wegmans Making the Grade honoree next, and then we honor the memories of Trent Jackson and Cedric Walker at where else? A track meet. When the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
This week, we honor Brockport junior Emma Moulton for making the grade. As a two-sport student athlete and NHS member at Brockport High School, Emma maintains an impressive balance to her schedule. She's received the Scholar Athlete Award through lacrosse and in the fall season excels on the soccer field. She's received both second and first team all-county status in her sophomore and junior year. Besides the hard work she's put into training, she also carries it over into her schoolwork. Emma is ranked in the top 10 of her class and takes a schedule stacked with AP classes on top of that. She's found herself on the Excelsior High Honor Roll since the beginning of her high school career. Emma's also involved in various organizations and clubs after school. She works closely with Brockport's Environmental Club, Key Club, and competes with other schools in problem-solving activities with her fellow mathletes. She also finds time to help new students through the Freshman Mentoring Program. In her free time, Emma likes to give back to her community, specifically through her local recreation center. She volunteers during the holidays and with events like the Special Olympics. Nominated for her willingness to go above and beyond in all that she does, this week Emma Moulton is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them into info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Sylvan Learning Section 5 calendar.
Our Section 5 calendar is brought to you by Sylvan Learning, delivering results in reading, math, writing, study skills, SAT and ACT prep, and more. 4 area locations. Call 385-9480. Here's what's happening this week on our Sylvan Learning Section 5 calendar. On Monday, the best girls basketball game of the week is at Hilton. The Cadets host Batavia. Tip-off at 7:15. A pretty good dual wrestling match on Wednesday with 2 of the best going at it. County champion Hilton is at Brockport. They get going at 7 o'clock. Boys basketball is on Friday. Pennfield's at Fairport. The Patriots a surprising 10-4. The Raiders were beaten for the first 2 times last week. The tip-off is 7:45. Featured event of the weekend, the Greater Rochester Cheer and Dance Competition at the Blue Cross Arena all Saturday long. That's our Sylvan Learning Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Our nationally famous girls take over the Jackson Walker Invitational. The indoor track meet is our Dunkin Donuts All-Sport High School Game of the Week, and it is next when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Sign Impressions is more than just signs. It's a total graphics company. Embroidery, screen printing, team apparel, t-shirts, jackets, hats, and of course banners and signs. Visit signimpressions.com. Call us at 723-0420 to order your team or corporate apparel. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for our Dunkin Donuts All-Sport High School Game of the Week.
The new caramel macchiato at Dunkin Donuts. Let handcrafted layers of espresso, milk, and caramel-flavored swirl uplift your mood. Indulge in a hot or iced macchiato today. America runs on Dunkin'.
These are pretty exciting times for track and field at Rochester area high schools, where athletes are really making their presence felt nationally. We're at SUNY Brockport for our Dunkin Donuts All-Sport High School Game of the Week. There's always a degree of uncertainty surrounding relay events, especially this one. The 4x200 relay, the 7th of 7 heats, brought together the best 6 of 25 boys teams, any of which could have won. The middle three, Rush Henrietta, McQuaid, and Greece Olympia, were the favorites, with Gates, Thomas, and UPrep all vying for honors. Into the third lap, halfway home, Olympia, behind Alpha Berry and Shane Presley, was the leader. Terry Taylor took the baton for the Spartans.
Alpha did a good job of getting us out in front. Then Shane did a good job of extending it. All I had to do was basically hold on to it, or try to with my best. This is my first year in the 4x2. They introduced me to it because they were missing a leg who graduated.
Taylor handed off to anchor Tremaine Moore, with Olympia running second just behind McQuaid.
I know I had it when I came next to him right here, because I knew I can pass him, so I made my move again and passed him at the finish line.
Olympia won in meet record time, less than a second ahead of both McQuaid and RH.
To see them come full circle and to see what they're doing in their individual events is incredible. Terry's #1 in the state. Trey's the fastest, I think the fastest in Section 5. Alpha's amazing, going to Columbia. These boys are incredible.
We needed it. We had a bad 2 weeks coming in, so we want to move up in the state range. That's always our goal, to be one of the top teams in the state.
This was the 4th annual Trent Jackson Cedric Walker Invitational, founded by the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, of which they both belong, a varsity-only event in honor of the two giants of local track and field.
With Trent being an Olympian, it's a big impact. There were always people going to him as a resource for track and field. And with Cedric coaching the national team and having world records with the national team, a lot of today's kids were going to Cedric. He actually guided a lot of the Section 5 kids through college to Division I schools in track and field.
Nice to have a meet in their honor, you think?
It's really nice to have a meet in their honor.
The meet became a showcase for 3 area girls whose skills give them national notoriety. Erica Ellis of Gates Chili is a mere 9th grader, but the top-ranked pole vaulter in her age group in the country. She cleared 12 feet to win the meet before taking 3 unsuccessful shots at the Section 5 record of 12.7.
I can't put it in words. I don't think it's hit me yet. I'm close to it, and I want to get close to it. So.
Do you spend any time thinking about you're becoming a national figure in track and field here? It makes it kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Like I said, it hasn't hit me yet, so it's still hitting me right now that I'm where I am today.
Just a sophomore, Lene Tava Thomas is among the top sprinters in the country. Thomas is the national leader at 55 meters, and in this meet, twice broke the 7-second mark. She already holds the state record in that event, along with the Section 5 record in the long jump.
I'm really hoping to go to nationals for 3 events. So just knowing that I could get up there and place and be All-American in all 3 would be really nice.
Fellow Comet Sammy Watson was the center of attention in the 600-meter run. Watson doesn't race to win. She runs against the clock, and in this case was attempting to lower her own personal and national best in the event, which she did, finishing in 1:31.38, besting the meet record by her since graduated sister Sierra Watson by better than 6 seconds. I saw you looking up at the time when you came down that final lap. You must have been pleased at what you saw.
Yeah, I try not to look, but the clock is so big. So yeah, I saw 128, 129. So just try to finish strong.
How cool is it being such a national track and field figure this year?
It's really nice, and everybody knows my name, so I think that's really cool. I always wanted to be remembered.
We'd like to thank our Sports Beat sponsors.
Especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you, thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you next week at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat.